I was like 14 and I was sparring, and some of the coaches, they would like, like they would talk stuff about me, and I was a little girl. I was like, what? Like, cause I guess like I did bad in a sparring. Like the sport sucks cause like there's adults hating on, younger kids. Like, like don't, like we're young, like why are you gonna hate on us?
So they're making these comments.
Yeah.
So where you can hear.
And I guess that motivated me more. I'm like, I don't want them to talk about me, like, yeah. I guess that like motivated
It made you
me.
mad.
Yeah, it made me really mad. I was like, what? Like I was only like 13, 14. Like I'm still a teenager, barely becoming a teenager, I remember I was like 14 sparring like 20, 26-year-olds. Like I'm telling you, my dad, he would put me in there. Like if he knew I can hang in there, like he would just throw me in there. And like sometimes he'll make me do like 8 rounds and like 12 rounds straight.
What's up, Savage Boss Babes and Dudes? It's Diana inside the Savage Studio once again. This episode brought to you by Savage Coffee, now located inside the Boeing Center at Techport. And thank you so much for all the messages that we've been receiving, all the great feedback that we've been getting regarding the episodes that we have been sharing with you guys on YouTube, on Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. I'm really excited about this next episode. So this guest is really, to me, she's fascinating because I have always been intrigued by physical sports such as boxing. And when I see a woman, a female up there doing this sport that usually is, you see men doing more, I have so many questions. Like my mind just fills up with questions like how, why, how, this and that. So my next guest is Melissa Holguin. She's originally born and raised here in San Antonio, Texas. Mm-hmm. And I'm so glad that you accepted the invitation to be here and be part of our podcast. So bienvenida. Thank you for accepting the invitation. And tell me, how was it being born and raised here in San Antonio, Texas? And how did that influence what you're currently doing right now?
It's crazy because my brother and my sister, they were born in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
And me and my little brother were born here.
Where is your family originally from, like your parents?
My mom's from Rosita, but she came here to San Antonio. And then my dad, he's from Durango.
Oh, okay. So you got a cool little combination, Durango, Coahuila going on in there.
And then my dad, most of his family lives in Virginia. And then my mom, hers lives here in San Antonio, but I don't really talk to them a lot. But my dad's family, they're from Virginia. Like the big family is from Virginia.
Gotcha. So how was it growing up here in San Antonio for you?
It was good. Like I would say, like my family, we didn't come from a lot,
Okay.
So I'm very proud of my parents. Like they like come up a lot. Like they push themselves, and I think that's what like motivates me too, cause like we came from nothing, like. We did struggle a lot. Even like now, sometimes we struggle, but like we're still good. Like I would say, like we're good,
So you are the middle child of how many siblings?
3.
3 siblings.
Yeah.
So I
have one older sister. She's 29, and then an older brother, 28, and then a little brother, 13.
Wow. So there's some big gaps in between.
Yeah.
So what is the dynamic? What kind of relationship do you have, like with your older siblings, with your younger sibling?
I'm actually really close to my siblings. Like I'm comfortable with them. I can tell them everything, I actually live with my brother right now because my sister, she got a house, and I did live with her for a little bit, but it was just like too far for school and all that. So I did move in with my brother. And I'm always at my mom's house. I just came from my mom's house right now. Like I'm always there. I'm like, I basically still live there. I have to like go and see her. Like my mom's like my best friend, And my siblings, I'm really close to them. Like I'll go over to my sister's house. Like I'll drive over there. Like if I'm bored, I'm like, oh, like let me drive to my sister's house. Or like I'll just go to my mom's and just be there sitting down, like on my phone, just chilling there. Like if I live there still. So I'm really close to my family. I would say that, yeah.
So I don't know. This is what I've always wondered, or this is what I think. Like, do boxers, and it doesn't matter if whether it's a guy or a girl, but like ever since you were little, eras peleonera, or is it that you're just a rebel, or like what was your childhood like?
I actually wasn't that bad.
No,
well, maybe
just a little bit.
Maybe pre-K I was like necia, but like. Not really that bad. I was always like the quiet one, always to myself. My
They say the quiet ones are the ones to look out for.
no, my sister, she would be like, "You're weird." Like, I don't know. She would be like, "You're scary sometimes." Cause I guess I would like sleep with my eyes open sometimes. Like, she was like, "You're just weird."
No
like,
way.
But like, yeah, I was a quiet baby. Like, my mom said, like, when I came out, I was quiet. Like, I was, quiet. She was like, "You were weird though, a little."
Yeah.
And I was
But
like,
wait, so you slept with your eyes open?
sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes? Do you still
yeah.
do that?
No.
No?
No.
You know what? That actually happened to me once. Well, back in the day when I was younger, we went to go visit some family, and they had some family of theirs over from Mexico, and they were staying there, and they had a little girl with them. She was a little bit younger than me, but they all threw us into the same room because everybody was, everybody had stayed in this house, and they all threw us in the same room. And so we're starting to fall asleep, and I look over, and this girl's eyes are open, and it just it freaked me out. Really? And I look at her, I thought she was still awake, so I don't know if I tried like touching her or talking to her or something like that, but she wouldn't respond. And somebody came in, and she's like, "Oh, she's already asleep." And I'm like, "But her eyes are open." And she's like, "Oh, that's how she sleeps." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." It just freaked me out.
That's funny. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No, I've seen it.
No, yeah, because I always shared a room with my older sister. Like, I didn't have my own room till I was like maybe like 14. But yeah, so like I would always share a room with my sister, and like I would always listen to her music. She would always take care of me too. Like, she was like another mom to me besides my grandma and my mom, because I was always with them. Like, I've just always been with my family. Like, I would say like they're like my support system.
Yeah. What kind of influences were your grandmother, your mother on you? Like, what would they be telling you as you were growing up about your future, about what you needed to do?
They would always tell me, just do whatever makes you happy. Like, don't try to do something you're not comfortable with. Like, don't try to make someone pressure you into doing something you don't want to do. And I just always stuck with that. Like, and they taught me Spanish too, my grandma, because I did not know Spanish. And like, I was always with my grandma, because my mom, she was really young when she had me, and so she was going to school and working as well. So I was just always with my grandma.
And what were your thoughts as you were growing up of what you wanted to do or what you wanted to be?
Honestly, I wanted to like have my own business. I remember I would be like in there was this shop at like South Park Mall where they sell like curtains and stuff, and I would always be in there like, oh, like scanning, playing with my cousin, like, oh, like I was a cashier, like, or I was like the boss, like, oh, like do this, that. Like, I always knew I wanted to have my own business.
Really?
Yeah.
So you had that entrepreneurial little seed in you.
Yeah.
Is that something that you still have, that you still envision yourself as a business owner?
I'm actually going to school for business administration right now, so I might.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to, so I know how to manage my money and
exactly.
Hopefully have my own business or go for accounting or finance, because I'm pretty good with numbers. So
that's awesome. You know what? Kudos to you, because a lot of us that are in business, we go into business not knowing anything. We just kind of take a leap of faith, and we don't have any background in business administration or anything like that. So for you to be able to do that and set yourself up for success, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm like, that's crazy. I don't know, because I know you have a business.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, if that was hard for you to start or not.
It was, because I really didn't know what I was doing.
Really? No, but that's good. Like, look at you now.
It still is, because I'm still learning.
No, yeah. That's why I want to go to school. I want to learn more about it. Like, I just find it interesting, you know. I'm like, I don't know what. I was hoping like a clothing brand, like I would want to. Like, I have ideas, but like, I don't know. I don't know what's holding me back, but maybe till I finish school. But yeah, it's like something I have in my head. Like,
well, I mean, you've got your plate full. I mean, let's give you credit where credit is due, because you have your plate full. You're going to school, and then you're boxing, girl. You're boxing. So let's get into that right now. Where did that come from? How did that even start?
Actually, my older brother, he was boxing. And my dad, he just put me in there just to like learn how to defend myself. And I was a little chubby back then, so like to lose weight too, I guess. And so my dad,
what would he tell you?
He'll be like, no, like you got it, like come on, like you just do what you can. And I was like, okay. And like my dad, like I guess like a couple months later, he put me to sparring. and he would throw me in there with anybody. Like I'm telling you, like if it was the guys, the girls, like whoever was
Whatever,
there, yeah.
whatever and whoever.
Yeah.
What would your mom say about this?
My
Or what was
mom-
she thinking?
My mom at first, she didn't want any of us to do it, but she was just like, you know, like just I guess I did like it back then. I was like 10 when I first started boxing, like
You
started
were
going to the
little.
gym. Yeah, so
Yeah.
like I don't have too much memory, but I do remember my dad like putting me in there sparring because I came out crying because
Oh my
I remember
gosh.
I sparred one of the guys and like I didn't know what I was doing. Like I was just in there like my hands up, just trying to move, and
Yeah.
like I was like, what am I doing? I was getting hit by the guy, right? And I don't know, I've just lost like faith in myself, and I just started bawling my eyes out, crying. I guess I got hit hard, I don't know. But I remember like I was like, I can't go another round, like I'm done. And I just started crying. And I was like 10 or 11. And my dad was like, no, like you're okay. Like I remember he took me on. And I remember the next sparring, like I did a little better. And then as like years went on, like I got pretty good at it, and I just stuck with it.
So do you start working with a coach, or it's just you working with your dad, or like how does that develop?
I started with the coach. It's funny because my first coach ever, like he trains with me now, like his son, we have the same coach now. And like I started off with him till I was like 12, 13 or 14. And yeah, I was with him, and like he taught me a lot. And like he would just be like dale chingazo, like keep going, like just keep going
Very
forward.
Mexican.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like tú puedes, and I'm like, okay,
Because your self-esteem at that point was a little shot, right?
Yeah.
So was it starting to boost itself again?
Yeah,
when you would hear this figure, this you know, him trying to help you out and build you up?
Yeah,
was that helping your self-esteem?
It was. And like I was like 14 and I was sparring, and some of the coaches, they would like, you know, like they would talk stuff about me, and I was a little girl. I was like, what? Like, cause I guess like I did bad in a sparring, like and like the sport sucks because like there's adults hating on, you know, younger kids, like, you know, like don't, like we're young, you know, like why are you gonna hate on us, you know?
So they're making these comments, so where you can hear, right? Which is, it's sadly it's common in all of sports.
No, yeah.
Like I've been in sports where my kids are playing, for example, like a soccer game or something like that, and you can hear the parents talking smack, and I'm like, dude, these kids are little, like act right, right? Like it's like the kids don't even, the kids are acting right, and the parents are all over the place. It's pretty bad sometimes.
And I guess that motivated me more. I'm like I don't want them to talk about me, you know, like I guess that like motivated
it made you
me.
mad.
Yeah, it made me really mad. I was like, what? Like I was only like 13, 14, like I'm still a teenager, barely becoming a teenager, you know. And like I would spar, I remember I was like 14 sparring like 20, 26-year-olds. Like I'm telling you, my dad, he would put me in there. Like if he knew I can hang in there, like he would just throw me in there. And like sometimes he'll make me do like 8 rounds and like 12 rounds straight. And I would say like it paid off. Like I remember
that is so Mexican, right?
Yeah.
They, like you don't know what you're doing, but your parents are there just pushing you. No, just go, dale, just go.
And I remember like I would be so like mad at my dad. Like I was like, what? Like why are you doing this to me? Like putting all this pressure on me. Like, but like I honestly like thank him, because like if it wasn't for him, like I feel like I wouldn't have gotten this far. And like him, my coaches and all of them, like they pushed me to like, they know my limit, and like they pushed me there. Cause like there's sometimes where like I'll be sparring now, and like I'll like let them hit me, or like I'll like get lazy, and like they're like, don't get lazy, like, you know, like throw, like move, like why aren't you throwing, like you like know better than that. And I'm like, yeah, like I need to like, cause I'll like black out sometimes. I don't even know what I'm throwing sometimes. It's bad, but I'm like, no, like you gotta keep pushing, like you got it, like. And I try not to show I'm tired. Like I'll be like dead tired first round, but I don't show it. Like I'm like, you can't show anything. And like I guess like I would thank my dad for that. He really pushed me my limit.
Take me to that moment where, okay, because you mentioned that in the beginning, in the early stages, you know, your self-esteem was a little low,
Yeah.
because of the experiences that you were having. But take me to that moment where you start feeling like you're going in, you're sparring with these kids, boys or girls, some of them older than you,
Yeah.
but your confidence is there, like that you're getting you're feeling it, you're feeling
Yeah.
yourself being more confident.
When I was sparring, like, I see, like, because I throw body shots, and like I would see them hurt, and like I guess that like boosted my confidence, like keep throwing, because like I put a lot of pressure. So like I would be like work on this, or like something that my coach was like teaching me, like I'll try to like improve that. And I guess like I see like my skills improving, and I guess that's like what boosts up my confidence, like, and like you're doing better than you were like last week, and you're mentally stronger than what you were like a couple years ago or like a week ago. So I think that's like what boosts up my confidence a lot.
What were some of the comments, or what is some of the feedback that you, as a woman in this sport, feel like you received that men would never receive being in this sport, that either angered you or made you feel good?
Honestly, I got this comment like 2 weeks ago. They're like, wow, because I spar the guys now. Like, I spar like this 30-year-old, and I'm like 20. And like they're like, wow, like you're strong, like you're taking hits from like grown-ass men, like, and you're like you know, like staying with them, like you're not holding back. Because I don't hold back when I spar, because like they'll hit me, I'm like, I'm gonna hit you back, you know, like that's how it is. Like, you're friends outside the ring, inside the ring you're not friends, you know, like whatever happens in the ring happens in the ring. Outside, y'all can, you know, like friends, y'all can talk, do whatever, you know. So like I would say, like, they would say I'm mentally stronger. Like, I feel like I've gotten like mentally stronger throughout the years, like I said. And like just being like, I feel like I'm being compared to the guys sometimes, and like that's what like kind of gets me mad sometimes. They'll be like you need to keep up with this guy. I'm a girl, like I'm trying to, like, it's hard, like, because I'll be compared to the guys, like trying to keep up like the same way, like, or like I don't know.
I look at you and I'm just like, you're very beautiful, very
Thank
girly.
you.
I look at
Yeah.
you and I would never in 100 years imagine that you're a boxer.
Yeah.
And I think, do you get that comment a lot?
I do, yeah.
Or like what are the kind of comments that people give you, like when you tell them, yeah, I'm a boxer?
They'll be like, wow, like you box, like you're too pretty to be boxing. Like they'll look me
You're
up
like,
and down.
what am I supposed to look like?
Yeah,
or what?
I know. I'm like, I'm a boxer, and they'll look at me up and down like, what, like for real? And I'm like, yeah. And then I'll show them like videos of me sparring, or sometimes like if they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, like I'm in boxing. And like they're like, wow, that's crazy. Cause like I remember I like to get my eyelashes and my nails done, you know.
Yeah.
But like I don't really get to do my nails. I only get them like once a year because of boxing.
Yeah.
But my eyelashes, like whenever I'm like still like training, but like not getting ready for a fight, really, like I'll have them done. And they're like, wow, like lashes.
So
and
you're
everything.
girly. You're a girly girl.
I love it. Like, I don't know.
Again, when somebody meets you and doesn't know, you know, what you do, yeah, you would never imagine that you're a boxer.
Yeah, and they'll look at me and I'm like, yeah, I box. Like, even at school, like, the guys, they'll be like, you box? And I'm like, yeah, I box. And they'll be like, hit me. Y'all are you kidding me?
Are you serious?
I'm like, what? Why am I'm not gonna hit you, like,
yeah,
that, like, just for no reason. Like, I'm not gonna hit you. They're like, come on. I'm like, no, I'm good. And they're like, wow, you're not a boxer. And I'm like, okay, I'm not a boxer. But yeah, I always got that a lot, like in high school. And then like I guess like people would go to my Instagram and they'll be like, oh, like she does box. And like I remember when I was an amateur, they would give out like jackets like of like if you won, and like I would wear them sometimes. They'll be like, dang, that's crazy that you box. Like, how do you do it? I'm just like, I don't know. Cause when I was in middle school, I did every sport and boxing. So like I would have practice right after school and then go to boxing. And it was a lot, but I don't know how I did it to this day. I'm like, how did I do that?
So your dad is encouraging you to box, putting you in the ring, you know, you're sparring with other kids, some of them older than you. When do you guys decide to take it, and how do you decide to take it to the next level and be like, okay, like let's do this for real, you know, not just for her to lose a little bit of weight, you know?
Yeah.
And what was that conversation like with your parents?
It was good and bad. It was hard because honestly, I've thought about quitting boxing so many times.
Really?
Like, yeah, like it just gets a lot, like mentally and physically. Like my last fight, I was working, going to school, and boxing, so like it was just like a lot, like on my body, like my health, like my mental health, like it was just a lot. Like I would wake up, go work out in the morning, go to work, go to my two classes or like my whatever class I had that day, then go to the gym. I was done by the end of the day. Like I just wanted to sleep, and then same thing the next day. Like it was just, I was looking forward to the weekends because that's when I usually get my rest days, or like I'll just run in the morning, but like I would always just look forward to like Friday because like those were like, I was like, okay, like I get to rest, like calm down. But yeah, I would say it was a lot. And like talking to my parents about it, they were like, you know, just stick with boxing in school right now. Like where like it'll come, like, cause we don't get paid a lot. Women don't get paid a lot in boxing. So
As is in many sports, unfortunately.
yeah. And so they were like, the money's gonna come. Just wait. Like we like my parents helped me out a lot. And they like talked me out of it, and like I was like, yeah. They're like, you're like, you're good at it, because like my confidence was low.
So they, at that point, they believed in you more than you believed in yourself.
Even my sister would tell me like she'll tell me straight up. Like she told me the other day, she was like, I would tell you straight up if you're not, like, you're not good at boxing, or you're not good for, or this or that. And she was like, you're doing something, like keep going at it, like don't give up, like you got it. And like I was like, wow, like hearing that from my sister, like it like encouraged me a lot, even for school, because
They see the potential in you.
yeah, they see it more than me sometimes. And I feel like it's bad because I feel like I should be the one, like, no, like I got it, you know, like I can do this, like. And like I do have that mentality sometimes, but sometimes it's just like, what am I doing, you know, like I could do something else, like other than boxing. Like
What do you think you need? Like, what are you lacking to be able to have that mentality?
I would say like confidence sometimes, and like just like, I don't know, like I see other people and I'm like living their best life, and I'm like, dang, like that could be me. But like I don't know, I'm like, I work so hard, like I just need to keep pushing, and like I know like the outcome's gonna be like a good experience and just something good, so I'm just waiting for that.
What was that first experience like with working with a coach? And once you started seeing all the dedication and all the sacrifice that you have to do, and take me through that, like, you know, how you responded to all that sacrifice, because it's a huge responsibility. It's a lot.
My coach, he's always been supportive of me. Like, I started training with him, I was like 14. And it's crazy because he didn't want to train girls, and here I am. And my dad, he was giving mitts to the guys, and my dad asked him like, oh, like, can you give her mitts? And like he was like, yeah. And then like from there on, like he just started training me, and I've been with him since then. And he's opened a gym. It's called Boxers and Brawlers, RGBA, San Antonio, Texas. So I trained there with him. And like I remember I told him, I was 18. I was like, I want to turn pro. Like I'm tired of amateurs. Like it was just,
why?
They have their favorites, and like it was just, I don't know. I just didn't like it. Like having to make weight every day, like every time you fight for a whole week, like it was a lot. Like after a fight, sometimes I would gain like 5 pounds, have to lose it right after my fight, and then fight the next day. Like it was just a lot. Like
it's demanding on your body.
And like I just got tired of it. Like there was some fights like I thought I won, and like they would give it to the other girl, and like I was like, I'd rather just turn pro. Like I have more of a pro style. Like and my coach agreed with me. And like at first my parents were like, do you really want to do this? And I was like, yeah, like I want to new like start. And I was like, I know pro is going to be completely different than amateurs, because it's little gloves, no headgear. Compared to amateur, it's like 12-ounce gloves with a headgear. And I was like, I just want to try something new, see where I go with it. And if it's not for me, it's not for me, you know? So that's what I did. My coach supported me. And yeah, we just been training fight for fight now. There's sometimes where like my first fight for pro, like it was hard. Like I remember I didn't even fight because they brought the girl in, but the promoter had told me like a different weight and the other girl a different weight, and we were like 5 pounds apart. And so the girl was like, oh, like if you go lose 3 pounds, like we'll take the fight. So I had to go lose 3 pounds like in an hour.
Oh my gosh.
And so I had to do like
so how do you do that? How do you do that?
I had to do like a Epsom salt, not like, yeah, like a salt bath. Like it's like hot water with like the salt, like the Epsom salt. Or that's what I use, the Epsom salt. Yeah, it was horrible.
Let me take note because I need to lose a few pounds.
No, yeah, it was horrible. Like it was bad. Like I only had that hour, and I don't know. Like when I got up, I was dizzy. Like
oh my gosh,
like,
yeah, I can imagine.
Like I weighed myself, and like when I saw the scale, I was weighing like 127, 28, and like I was just so dizzy. Like I don't remember. Like I was like floating, like my body like that. Like
so at that point, did you know like, yeah, I'm gonna fight, or no, I'm not gonna fight? Or you were just so out of it that you didn't even know what the heck was going on? I didn't know
what was going on. But like I was like, okay, like I made the weight, they're gonna take the fight. And then I went back, I weighed in, I tried to show off like I wasn't, you know, like nothing, like I was good, like that was like nothing to me. But like deep down I was like, oh my god, I feel like and so I weighed in, and then after, I don't know what happened, I guess like the other coach got in an argument with the commissioner or what, and then they're like, no, you're not gonna fight, like they don't want to take it. And I kind of got like
discouraged.
Like, yeah, I got discouraged, and I was like, wow, like it took me a while to get my first fight in. Like it took me a whole year because like fights kept falling through, or like no one wanted to take the fight, or they just wanted to get paid more because like because of my amateur background, I guess. And it sucked because like I was like, wow, like I want to turn pro, and like this is already happening. And like
I haven't even fought, and they're already.
And then everyone was telling me like, don't get discouraged, like your time will come, like just wait on it. And a year later, that's when I fought. I think I was 19. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, like I actually like the pro, like it wasn't that bad like compared to amateurs. So I was like, okay, like I can do this.
What was that first fight like? Take me to that.
I was actually really nervous.
What was the preparation like leading up to the fight?
It was hard. It was a hard training camp. I would say every training camp's hard, but
so what is a training camp like? What's your typical day like?
I work out in the morning with my strength conditioning coach, and then I'll go work out like boxing, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays I spar, and I'll go run in the mornings sometimes. Well, no, whenever I'm not working out with my strength conditioning coach, I go run in the morning. And on the weekends, I try to run at like 5 to 6 miles. My lowest like 4 miles. So
what's your diet like?
My diet, actually doing meal preps with Culinary Ninja Diet.
Oh yeah. Shout out.
Yeah,
he follows us. We're cool with them.
Oh really?
Yeah,
he's cool. They've been doing my meal preps. They're actually really good. So right now I have like these protein pancakes, like they're very little, and it's 2 of them with like a piece of sausage and some egg. And then for lunch it's like turkey bacon or turkey beef, and then like white rice and broccoli.
Okay.
And then I'll just drink water. Like sometimes like if I get like tired of like the water, like I just want some like sugar, like I'll get like
some kind of flavor.
Yeah, some flavor. I'll just put like this peach mango green tea I have in like the water, like a packet. And then I'll drink that with my food, and then yeah.
Do you ever get cravings for anything? And like if you do, how do you handle them?
I'm like, after like I'll eat that. Like I'll always be like on Instagram like
scrolling and drooling over the things you see.
Like my favorite food is wings, so like I'm like, I want some wings. Like
really?
I want Wingstop or Pluckers, or like I just want some wings, or I like hot Cheetos or like chips. So I'm like I want some like freaking hot fries, or like I just want some chips or
that's
some
the
candy.
Discipline though,
yeah,
which a lot of us should take note on, because that's exactly what it takes.
It's hard though, but I'm like, after like it's just a couple months, like, or a couple weeks, you'll be fine. And like, yeah, I'm like, I just want some chips though. Or like,
so it's working out, it's eating right,
mm-hmm.
working out, eating right.
Yeah,
That's all
much.
leading to the actual fight.
Pretty
what was
much.
that first fight like? Take us back to that.
It was actually like my adrenaline was really high. I got excited and nervous at the same time. You could tell like the first round I got a little excited. Like I like blacked out most of the time.
What were you thinking?
I was just like, I don't even know what I was thinking. I was just like, oh my god, like this is really happening, like, and like just seeing like the big crowd, like I was like, oh my god, like this is different compared to amateurs.
Mm-hmm.
And like the girl that I fought, she was crazy, and like it threw me off my first fight because it was really hot outside, and the girl was like, oh, like can you put us first or I'm leaving right now. And so I was supposed to be like the almost like towards the end, but the girl was like, oh, like if you don't put us now, like I'm gonna leave. And so it like changed like the whole routine, like it threw me off kind of.
And they can do that?
I honestly don't know,
like
but
she had the pull like that, or what?
I don't know, but she was like, I'm gonna leave, like she's like, I'm gonna just leave, like if y'all don't put us now, like. And I was like, what, like she was like, it's hot, like if you don't put
Wait,
us
so
now.
it was outdoors or
Yeah,
indoors?
it was like, it was outdoor, but like it was like covered, it was like it was a hangar 9.
Oh,
So it was like covered, but it was still outside.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, if it just threw me off because she was like, oh, like hurry up. So like I felt rushed too, and my adrenaline was like really high, like I didn't know what to expect, like because it's like sparring and fighting are two like different things, you know. So like I was like, oh my god, like it's really happening. Like I went in the ring and like I kind of got excited, like I started like just like throwing crazy, like, and then my coach was like, calm down, like you have skills, like use your skills, like calm down. And like I calmed down, and like as the rounds went, like it felt good. Like the 4 rounds went like that. Like I honestly don't remember.
So much adrenaline.
Yes, very. Like I did not know what to expect. Like I was just like, okay, like let's get this over with. Like I'll be fine. Like you'll be good. Like you're gonna be out of there, and like that. And that's what happened.
Now that you have been doing this for a while, I mean, so many years and stuff like that, how do you feel like your confidence, your self-esteem, how do you feel like they are at this point?
I feel like they have improved. I do have some days I'm like, no, what are you doing? You're not.
You
meant
still have
for
some
this.
doubts?
Yeah, like you're not meant for this, and like that's how I feel sometimes. Like, but I'm like, no, like you're gonna do good. Like, everything at its time. You can't rush like something that hasn't happened yet. And then for this fight in March 1st, I'm fighting for a title, so I feel like I have like a little more pressure on me. So like this training camp is gonna be hard. Like sometimes I'm at the gym and I'm like, I don't want to be here.
What are you using to motivate yourself right now? To keep yourself going?
I'm like, that title, the title is a ranking. So like, I'm like, no, this is gonna push me up there more. And the ground fighting, I know she's a tough opponent, and she's been talking a little smack too. She actually went on a podcast too, and she was saying some stuff. But I was like, that's not me. Like, I don't know, she could talk all she wants, you know? Like, that's just not me. Like, I still respect her because, like, it's hard getting in the ring. It's a lonely sport, you know? Like, it's just you and that your opponent in there. And, like, no one else, so.
And then being women, too, right?
Yeah.
It makes it...
Yeah.
I mean, the doors don't just always swing right open for you like you've mentioned in the past.
And like I'm like, I still respect every person I fight. I respect them, like, because I know it's not easy, it's difficult, it's a lonely sport. So
what are your family's feelings now seeing you get to this point and up until this fight that you just mentioned? You know, it's on another level.
Yeah, they're excited for me. They're already talking about like my trunks, like, oh, like what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, y'all choose for me. So, and they're excited. They're like, they don't really like, I don't know, my family doesn't really like express like their feelings, like don't really know how to show it. But I know they're excited. They'll probably a little nervous too, happy. But I feel like my dad, he gets nervous every fight. I'm like, I can't have him around me sometimes. I'm like, get away from me. Like, you're getting me nervous. Like, get away.
Do they go and watch you? Like, does your mom watch you?
Yeah. My mom, she actually like really supports me boxing.
Really?
Yeah. Now like
I think that'd be so tough for me
I think
to be able to watch my kids get hit. I don't know.
That's how my grandma was. She would tell my mom like, how
do you do it?
Yeah. And my mom was just
¿Que no la quieres o qué?
No, for real. But my mom, I think she just gotten used to it, like seeing me spar, like my fights. Like, she's always been with me. Like, even for amateur, she was the one that would go with me. Like, my dad would stay here and work, and she would go with me out of town. And she was always with me. She's always like, she's my best friend, so like she's always with me for my fight. She's always there supporting me.
What is the difference between the training and the preparation that you've put yourself into in the past and what you are doing leading up to this fight? How is it different?
It's different. I would say like before, like I wasn't really taking like the dieting as serious. Like I would eat right, but like I feel like now like I'm starting to eat like more clean. Like I'm more disciplined now. Like I used to be really disciplined like a couple years back, but I don't know, like I had doubts and like I was just like boxing's not for me, and like now I'm like pushing myself more, and like I'm like no, like I'm gonna do this, you know, like see where this goes, and if it's not meant, it's not meant to be. Like I don't want to force things that I can't, you know, control.
What do you think if you could talk to yourself right now, 10 years back, what would you tell that little girl who went into the spar and got her self-esteem stepped on and came out crying? You know, what would you tell her?
I would tell her like, don't be so hard on yourself, because that's like one of my weaknesses. I'm really hard on myself. Like if I know I did like bad in a sport, and like because when I'm mad I cry, so like I'm gonna be like crying because I'm mad. Like
you're very emotional.
Yeah, and I'm just like, no, like I could have done better, like I could have done this, that. And I would just say, like, not be so hard on yourself. Like, learn from your mistakes, and just keep learning from that. And everything at its time. Yeah.
When do you start training? Or are you already training for this?
Yeah, I'm in training right now.
What is your typical day like?
I start school on Thursday, so we'll see how that goes.
So you're going to be juggling training, boxing, school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I train in the morning, then I would go to my classes, because I try to get my classes like in the middle of the day, and then go to the gym and then rest, and then same thing next day. Or if I don't train with my strength conditioning coach, I'll run and then rest, go to class, because I run at like 6 a.m. So like after that it will be like my classes and then the gym, and then same thing pretty much day to day. Right now for school, I'm almost done, so I need like 4 more classes for my associates, but I'm going for my bachelor's. But right now I'm like my associates, like I want to get my associates already, so
get that out of the way.
Yeah, I need like 3 more classes, so I should be done. But it sucks though, because I wanted to get like 4 classes, but I'm only taking 2 this semester, because I'm going to do this team combat league thing, which is in March. So right after my fight I jumped to that, so like I have
What
no
is
break.
that?
So basically we get to travel and we fight, and we get paid for it. So
Okay.
like it's like people throwing money to see, like, you know, fights. Like they have like their own like team, like their leagues, and so like it's people from like different states, and like we travel and we fight and we get paid for it. So that's from March till June or July. So right after my fight I'm gonna jump to that, so I'm not really gonna have a break. So
what kind of expectations do you have for yourself going into that, and what do you feel like you're going to benefit from being a part of something like this?
I feel like it's gonna benefit me a lot, because I feel like I'm gonna get more exposure and I get to show off my skills. And like I don't know who's gonna be part of the other like teams, so I don't know who I'm gonna be fighting or what, but it is by weight class, so that's good. But I honestly don't know who's gonna be part of the other team, so I feel like it's gonna be a really good experience and fun experience with the traveling and just like meeting new people.
What are your expectations going into this fight? March 1st?
March 1st. Giving it all I got. Don't hold back. To show people like that I'm capable of, because I had fought for a title in April and I lost that one, but I thought I had won it, and like since then I guess that's what like boosted, I mean, not, I lost confidence from that fight. I just don't want to feel that again, that like experience. So for this fight, I'm like, give it all I got, train hard.
That's kind of like your motivator too. You do not want to feel like that, so you have to do things differently in order not to be in that same position again.
Yeah, because after that fight, I was like, I just need a break. Like, I don't know if I want to keep boxing. Like,
Did it make you question yourself?
Yeah, it was a really ugly feeling. And like, I remember like everyone was telling me like, no, like you did good. Like you won that fight. Like, I don't know what. Because like the scorecards were off. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I won this round, but then they would give it to the other girl. Like, it was just, I don't know. And I was like, no, like I feel like I could have done better that fight. Yeah, I could have, but I feel like I pulled it off, but they still gave it to the other girl, so it kind of hurt, because like I trained so hard for that fight and then like for that outcome, you know, so it just felt like really ugly. Like it was like an ugly feeling, and I was like, I never want to feel that again. So that's, I feel like that's what motivates me more. And like, I know sometimes I don't want to go to the gym, like, oh, I don't want to be here, but like once I'm there, you know, so I push myself. I'm like, you're here, like it's a new day, like you know, like let's get it, like you got it. And yeah, that's what motivates me.
When you win that title and you walk out la campeona, la ganadora, what do you think that's going to do for your self-esteem, for your confidence, for all those doubts that you have been having in the past? I
feel like it's gonna be like amazing feeling. I honestly can't wait. Like I already feel like I'm manifesting it. So I'm like, no, like I trained too hard to like let that just go. My coach, he's on my ass, like, like pick it up, like, and even like sometimes like, oh my god, like I'm like, back off, like leave me alone, like I don't want to be here. But he's like, no, like come on, like you got it. Like he'll push me my limits. And like sometimes I'm just like, oh, why?
What are some of the things that he says to you? Like what are some of those conversations like?
He'll be like, "Are you ready, Melly? Like this is for real. Like you ready? Like come on now. Like it's a title. Like that title's yours." Like he's always like telling me, and I'm like, yeah. Like I feel like I don't know. Like until like I'm there, I'm like, okay. Like it doesn't feel real till like that day. I'm like, okay, like this is real, and like. I don't know. I don't really know how to like express like my feelings. Like what? Like oh yeah, like let's get it. But yeah, he'll be like, come on, Melly, like come on, like this title's yours. Like we're gonna win for this title. Like we're training for this title. Like you're gonna do this, that, this, like to win the fight. Like you're gonna do it. And I'm like, okay.
How does it make you feel to know that there's so many people that believe in you? There's that sense of responsibility, towards them.
It feels good. Like sometimes I feel like my last fight, I feel like I let them down. Like, and that's why I was so hard on myself. Like, and that was one feeling. I was like, I can't like let them down. Like they're like my support system. Like, but they were really like, it was like comforting to know like that I have them behind my back. Like always supporting what I do.
They're so invested in you.
Yeah, I would say like. It does like motivate me a lot. Like I'm like, I can't let them down. Like they see something in me, and like I don't want to let them down, or it's gonna hurt me and doubt me more, like if I let them down. So I try to always,
I think it's so cool that you are able to represent women, Latinas in this sport. There's so many other girls, women who possibly have some kind of interest or have, thought about, but maybe shy away from it because it's like, oh, that's only for guys, or they would never accept me or stuff like that. How would you talk, or how would you approach to somebody who thinks like, that's something that I would do, like maybe I could do it, but there's something holding them back?
I would say go for it. It's not a guy sport. I mean, look at me, like I'm boxing. There's other females doing boxing as well. Like it's not just a guy sport. Yeah, like some may say like, oh yeah, it's only a guy sport, but that's not true. Like I'm over here sparring the guys. Like And I hold my own with the guys. Like, it's, you know, like, you can do it too.
You're like, do not let the lashes fool you.
No, for real. No, yeah. I took my friend one time with me to boxing because she wanted to try it. And she's like, I don't know how you do it. Like, I'm like, girl, like, you got it. Don't let these men, like,
intimidate you.
Yeah, like, you got it. Like, and I was showing her how to throw. And she's like, okay, like, I got the hang of it. Like, I like it. Like, it was such a, like, stress reliever to, like, go to the gym. And I was like, yeah.
Look at you motivating other people. And that's, you know, that's awesome that you are doing that, because you're in a position where you can do it.
Yeah.
You know, you're in a position where you can motivate other people around you, other women around you, other Latinas around you, to step up and step out of your comfort zone. You know, sometimes that's not easy, and it's not comfortable. A lot of us as humans, we don't like to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you've had to learn that, to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I would say that I'm still learning how to get on, like, trying to get out of my, like, comfort zone. I'm still learning. Like, there's some things I'm like, no, because I'm a very shy person. Like, I can be very shy. Like, I'm very to myself. Like, I don't open up to a lot of people. Like, I have to get to know you to open up. Like, it's just hard for me. Like, I don't know. I've just always been like that. Always to myself, quiet, shy. Yeah.
Do you have to step out of character when you walk into the ring? Because somebody who's watching or listening to this might say, oh, she's timid. You know, if I walk into the ring with her, she's timid. Yeah. She's shy. But do you, like, transform into another person?
I would say, yeah. Like, I just hear my music play and I'm like, okay, like, let's do this. Like,
really?
I just block out everyone. Like, that's how I walk out whenever I'm getting ready for a fight. The walkout, I would just block everyone out. And it's crazy. Like, I'm like, what? Like, this is really happening? Like,
I've always wondered that, you know, because we see it, especially on, you know, on TV. Yeah. You see the boxer walking out with some kind of song or something like that, and I've always wondered, like, what is going through their mind? Is there anything going through their mind, or maybe is it just like white or just black? You know, like, what is that like?
There's times where I've just, like, black out. I'm like, I don't remember, like, my
really. Like, so you don't see faces or any colors or lights or anything.
I'm just, like, really focused. Like, you get, like, my coach, like, my last fight, he was like you were, like, blacked out. Like, I don't, like, he was like, you were so, like, just focused. Like, your eyes were, like, just, like, at one thing. Like,
eyes on the prize.
Yeah. Like, I went into the ring and, like, I went on the wrong side and I was just there. Like, I was just so, like, focused, like, blacked out. Like, I didn't even realize I was on, like, on the other side. And then that's when my coach had, like, tell me, like, yeah, like, you were just, like, blacked out. Like, you need to, like, calm down. Like, we need to, like, you know. And there's some times where, like, I've walked out, like, my other fights, like, I'm like, okay, like, I'm, like, feeling the music. I'm like, okay, like, let's do it. Like, I'm not as, like, you know, stiff and, like, not uncomfortable. And, like, I'm just, like, I just get into the music, and then, like, from there, I'm like, I'm in the ring already, and I'm like, let's do it. And then by the time I know it's already the last round, and I'm like, okay. Like, I'll sit down, like, whenever, like, the bell rings, they're like, okay, Melly, this is the last round. Like, let's get it. Like, this is what we train for. This is, like, what all the hard work you've been doing is, like, it's going to pay off. Like, let's do it. It's the last round. And so,
what are you thinking in those moments when you're sitting down and the coaches are in your face? Because we're seeing it on TV, right? But what is it like to actually be there where, like, the coaches are right here? They're, like, giving you water and patting you down and stuff. Like, but what are your thoughts?
I'm like, okay, no, like,
Are you, like, trying to program what they're saying?
Yeah, I would say that. And I'm just, like, really focused. I'm like, okay, like, it's the last round. Like sometimes I'll be, like, really tired. Like, I'll be like, okay, like, damn. And, like, there's some times where I'm not tired. I'm like, okay, like, I'm gonna do this. Like, keep throwing. Like, it's the last round. Because I fight 2 minutes. The girls fight 2 minutes. Well, I know, like, Amanda Serrano, they fought, like, 3 minutes. So I don't know if they're gonna switch now. But I've been fighting 2 minutes. And, like, the 2 minutes, they go quick. So I'm like, no, like, you gotta keep throwing. Like, keep it pushing. Like, this is the last round. Like, you're not tired. You're not tired. Like, I'll be, like, gassed out. And, like, but I'm like, no, like, come on, man. Like, I'm in my head, like, motivating myself. And that's what, like, pushes me to, like, get through, like, the round. But like whenever like I'm sitting down, like I hear my coaches, I'm like, okay, like I can't let them down. Like this is the last round, and like it feels good. Like the water, when they put water in my back, it kind of helps and it like refreshes me. So they're like, you got it, and that's what like helps me.
Well, I have to say I'm super excited because March 1st is just right around the corner, and it's actually going to happen there at the Boeing Center where Savage Coffee is located. So I will be able to be there cheering you on in your corner. And to anybody who's watching or listening, you are able to actually purchase tickets for this fight and the several other fights that are going to be taking place that night on the official Boeing Center website. We're really excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a good card. There's other girls fighting too. I think 3 other girls are fighting from San Antonio, so it's gonna be a good card. I'm sponsored by Adidas, so they're gonna sponsor the whole like show, so I'm excited for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, so how did that happen?
My coach, he told me, he's like, yeah, like they want to sponsor you, me and my other teammate, and they've been helping me since then with like my gloves, like my shoes, and yeah, they've been a big help. I appreciate them.
What was that like when you found out Adidas wanted to sponsor you?
I honestly was in shock. I was like, what? Like Adidas? Like, I was like, wait, Adidas? Like, what?
Adidas.
Like, what?
Which one are we talking about, Adidas?
Like, I was very like shocked. I was like, wow, like that's like crazy to me. Like I never, cause like I have sponsors, right? But like that's like a big big brand. Like I was like, wow.
You're like little old me from San Antonio, Texas.
I know. I was like, wow. Like this happened last year. My coach was like, yeah, they wanna, like they reached out, and I'm like, wow, like that's a good like opportunity. Like I'm excited for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That opens up so many avenues for you.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, like. I don't know. Me and my team, we were like, wow, that's crazy. Like,
were you like, oh my gosh, we're legit now?
No, literally. They sent us like our first like package of like gloves and stuff. And we were like, wow, we're like little kids excited for on Christmas. And we got some gloves and a headgear, and like I really like them. I've gotten used to them.
Well, Melissa, I'm so excited for this coming up fight. I'm so happy that you accepted the invitation to sit down with us and share your story. I think that it's awesome. Everything that you're doing is so cool. Girl, keep it up. I mean, don't give up. Don't, stop with the self-doubt. Stop, questioning what you're doing and just go for it. I think that you are such an awesome representation of San Antonio, being Latina, being homegrown here, and other women, other girls, other females being able to see you doing what you're doing in this sport is such a motivational and inspirational thing that you're doing, giving back to your community, whether that was your intention or not, but you're giving back to your community.
I never really thought about it like that, but no, thank you for having me. This was my first time, so like
you did awesome.
No, it was a really fun experience. I'm glad I did it and not like was into my head like don't do it, and I'm glad I did it.
That's exactly what you need to keep doing. Just don't think about it too much and just go for it.
And if y'all want to do boxing, do it. If you're a female and want to do boxing, do it. It's life-changing, I promise.
Nice. For anybody who wants to follow you and keep up with updates regarding your boxing career, how do we follow, or how do we look you up on social media?
My Instagram's Holguin Melissa, and then I have a Twitter. It's _Holguin Melissa. Honestly, all my socials are Holguin Melissa. Just keep it simple.
And the details for March 1st.
March 1st at the Techport. I'm fighting for the ABF title, so don't miss it. I'll be there. Hopefully,
and we'll be there too. Thank you so much for tuning in, for watching, for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to Apple or Spotify, wherever you listen to this podcast. And please share on your social media so that we can share this episode and keep the podcast family growing. This episode was brought to you by Savage Coffee, now located inside the Boeing Center at Techport. Okay. Awesome. We did almost an hour, right? Yeah.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it goes by fast, right?
Yeah, I thought it was like 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
No.
I feel like I studied a
Yeah,
lot.
let's take a look.